Yo, this is Chris Blair. I am just having a beer. Actually, I kind of worked kind of late tonight. I run kind of a lifestyle business. I like to get up in the morning around 8 o'clock in the morning Japan time, and I usually stop working around 5 or 6 p.m. I very rarely work beyond 6 p.m. Now, during the day, I also take breaks to go to the gym and things like that. Eat lunch and stuff like that. So I'm now, that's my situation. But if you're not in that situation, when you're first starting off your business, you need to really focus and grind, and that's a really important thing to do. Okay, but anyway, but today I actually had a bunch of meetings, and I literally just finished working about 30 minutes ago, and said, you know what? I want to wind down and have a beer, so I'm over this little, in Japan they call it izakaya. Let me show you something really, really cool. I think I've shown you guys a lot of this stuff before, but let me just go ahead and show you guys right now again. People get on. So actually, this is really weird today because there's a lot of foreigners in this place. Normally, this place is almost 99% Japanese, and then today, for some reason, there's like a tour group in here, but I don't know. I asked the staff, and it's like some tour group came in. So check this out, all the little dishes are written in there, right there on the wall. And stuff is literally as cheap as $1. And beers, check this out. This beer here that I'm drinking right now it's a stand, not a huge, it's like a quarter pint beer. It's $2.75. You can drink cheaply in Japan, which is really, really interesting because I'm going to be going on a business trip to Malaysia in May. Got some events to attend, things to do, and I've been researching about Malaysia, and I've learned about a lot of interesting. You can eat even more dirt cheap than you can in Japan. Well, Japan's rent is expensive and transportation is expensive, but actual food and drink is actually very, very affordable. People say, "Oh, Japan is such an expensive place," but when they get here, they realize, "Oh my God, you can eat cheaply and drink cheaply," and that's absolutely true. What gets expensive is living here is because the rent is expensive. I mean, it's a small country, island country, and what you pay for as far as space is really, really expensive compared to the rest of the world. And also transportation, like subways and taxis and stuff are expensive. Like taxis start off at like $6, right? So that's high, right? So anyway, I've been researching about Malaysia, and the thing I'm really interested in learning about Malaysia is food is dirt cheap, transportation is dirt cheap, apartments and hotels are dirt cheap. But what was really weird is I was reading about this thing. Alcohol is actually more expensive to drink in Malaysia than it is to drink in Japan because of the tax. And that's just an interesting side note. Back to what I was saying. So I worked a little late tonight because I had a bunch of stuff going on. And so I decided to come out and have 1 or 2 beers, and then I said, why don't I do a live stream? I almost never do a live stream at this time. I almost never, in fact, I can't remember the last time I started a live stream at this late. I think I did one maybe a year ago. And what I want to talk about is your business. Is it sitting on a one-legged stool? Okay, now, yes, you can balance a business on a one-legged stool, but it's not ideal, okay? And what do I mean by this, right? Before I point this out, I want to say that this message is not for newbies. If you're just opening up your Ecom store, this video is not for you, okay? This video is not for you. In fact, as a beginner, I actually recommend that you focus on being a one-legged stool, okay? And what I mean by the one-legged stool is, that you're dependent on one traffic source, okay? Now, for most of us, right, 90-some% of the people running Shopify stores, that would be Facebook. But guys, I'm telling you, there's actually people out there I know who have massive businesses on Shopify, and they're driving all their traffic from Pinterest. I know one particular woman named Teresa who actually invited to become a trainer in my course, right? In my course, I wanted to add Pinterest section, right? We have 2.5 hours of training on Pinterest. I wanted to add that in there, and I'm never going to pretend to be an expert on Pinterest. I mean, we have Pinterest, right, for our Ecom store, but I mean, it's not something that I am an expert in. I outsource it to someone in the Philippines to run it for me. So I am not qualified to teach that. So I brought in Teresa. In fact, I've done that on a lot of stuff. So in my course in Mastermind, we have stuff on Snapchat, Google Ads, Google Shopping, SEO, YouTube ads, Twitter, and some other stuff that I don't even want to say out front. And what am I an expert in? Guys, I'm an expert in setting up an Ecom store, sourcing unique, cool products, and running Facebook ads. Okay, and that's what I'm an expert in. Okay, so what I decided to bring is bringing these experts to help with that. So what I mean by this is, guys, so when you first start out, okay, let's just talk about the beginner thing. When you first start out, I actually suggest you master one traffic strategy, because you can get a lot of traffic from Facebook, you can get a lot of traffic from Google, you get a lot of traffic from Reddit, you can get a lot of traffic from all sorts of different sources. So don't try to be a jack of all trades when it comes to traffic. Guys, I struggled online for a long, long time back when I first got started. This was back in 2010 and 11. It's because I tried to become an expert in everything at once, and it just did not work. So what I realized, actually, when I signed up for coaching, I remember I signed up for coaching in 2012. Decided, I needed to pay for some coaching, some private coaching. The person said to me, the first thing he said to me is, he analyzed my business and said, look, the first thing I want you to do is stop all traffic sources but one. And I said, really? He said, yeah. Master one traffic source, get it down, and then move on to other ones. Okay? So I chose Facebook, right? That was one I chose for numerous reasons. And by the way, it doesn't have to be Facebook these days, although I do recommend, I personally think Facebook is a great place to start, because it's just one of the easiest tools to really understand, and they got good targeting, the traffic's cheap. Although the downside of Facebook these days is more competitive than it used to be, to be transparent. So start off with Facebook or some sort of other traffic source, and then expand. But now, if you've been in e-com for, say, half a year to a year, and you have a store that's making sales, and you're driving traffic from Facebook or whatever you decided to master, right? The lady I talked about, Teresa, she's in the opposite situation. She's sitting on a one-legged stool on Pinterest. She has an almost seven-figure store based on Pinterest, and I've actually been encouraging her to get other traffic sources so she doesn't just depend on Pinterest. So whatever. You don't want to be on just one traffic source, because what if something happens to that traffic source? What if something, for example, what if your Facebook ads account gets closed? What if your Pinterest ad account gets closed? What if your Google ads account gets closed? That actually happens. You make some violation of the terms and services, and your account is gone like this. I mean, they'll whip it out from under you. Now, you can appeal, and there's ways to get it back. But the point is that can happen. And during that appeal time, you could lose 2, 3, 4 weeks of revenue in your business, okay? So that sucks. You don't want that, okay? What if the competition in your particular niche starts to increase and gets tougher and tougher to sell in that niche, right? I mean, there's so many different factors, but the point is also, just for general branding, right? You want your potential customers to see you on Facebook. You want them to see you on Pinterest. You want them to see you on Google Ads. You want them to see you on YouTube, Reddit, and a bunch of other things that I keep secret to our own group. So you do not want to be sitting on a one-legged stool. Okay, it's really, really important you start to expand traffic. So Chris, okay, fine. You convinced me. You sold me on how to do this. So here's what I suggest: is once you master one, here's the cool part. Once you master one traffic source, whether it be, it becomes easier to get better at other ones, because you have a better understanding of how ads work. You have a better understanding of how targeting works, how to position an offer. You've learned a lot of tools and skills that can be applied to other traffic sources. Now, SEO is different. SEO is a completely different animal. In fact, we have 3 webinars in my course in Mastermind on SEO. So I actually recommend you do SEO, but that's just a different thing than paid ads. It's just a different animal. Okay, it's a total different thing, right? So, but what I'm referring to is paid ads. Once you master one paid ad traffic strategy, you can more easily learn a new one. Is that English properly? More easily? You can learn a newer one easier. Sorry, sorry, my grammar. By the way, I'm not drunk. This is literally my first beer. What would be the right traffic? What would be the right system? Once you master one traffic source, it's much easier for you to master another one. Okay, good. Then pick 1 or 2 more and start digging into those. And then once you get those going well, add another one, add another one, add another one. And guys, here's the thing. There's no way you can manage all this yourself as a sole proprietor running an ecom store, okay? Even if you use some of the tools that we use, like for example, I use Trust Ads to help manage ads, I use Quiet to help launch ads. It saves me a lot of time, right? It's a question of investing of my time. My time is valuable, so I pay money to save the time. But here's the thing. At some point, you need to hire staff to help you expand, right? And help you manage that, right? You want to train them up, right? But to train them up, you need to have some base knowledge, or you need to be able to point them to the right training to get, okay? So the point I'm trying to say is, look, you don't want to be on a one-legged stool. You want to have a solid base with many traffic sources, right? Email marketing going, SEO going. You need all this to build a true asset, guys. And guys, does anyone have any doubt about what I'm saying? And I want to point out something here. Number one, I've been in this game. I've been selling physical products on, Facebook or in different traffic sources since 2012, right? On top of that, I mean, I've been invited to speak at several events, not just 1, 2, 3. I mean, like I've spoken almost at 10 events over the last several years, right? As an expert on ecom, right? In the past 18 months, and this is something that I'm most proud of. I've helped 7 people. 7 guys, not one, not 2, 3, 7 people open up an ecom store, build it up to an asset that was sellable. We're not talking about a few $1,000s here. We're talking like 3 of them got massive amounts. I mean, I was shocked at the number. Okay, and the other ones did well did really well as well. So I'm bringing this up because I have a basis of expertise that that what I'm saying has meaning. So it's really important that you once you get beyond the basics of running your ecom store, that you start to expand out. And that's why I created my ecom mastermind course, mastermind, the way I have it, right? I teach site setup and optimization, how to make a site convert. I have 7 hours of training on different methods you can use to come up with cool, unique products that will help you dominate the market. I have 33 videos on Facebook ads, okay, in great detail. I mean, everything you need to know about Facebook ads. And then I'm no longer qualified to truly teach the subject. So I brought in, 9 experts, 9 outside experts. I brought an expert to teach SEO. I brought an expert to teach Pinterest. I brought an expert to teach Snapchat ads, and so on and so forth. My course in Mastermind literally is everything you will need to know to have successful in ecom, right? Now there's some other strategies you can use outside of that will also help you, but just what's in my course in Mastermind is enough for you to build a 7-figure store. You absolutely can. You can build a 7-figure store. Now I'm not talking about 7-figure profit. I'm talking about 7-figure in sales, right? And actually even beyond, right? There's actually one member in our group that had a 8-figure store. They sold it, right? But it was an 8 figures, literally 8 figures, 10 million or more. I don't want to say the exact revenue. Let me order another beer here. Sumimasen. もう一杯もらっていいですか? 生。はい、そうです。Now, if you're interested in joining my course in Mastermind, before it used to be a one lifetime fee, right? Upfront, big fee. And I changed that. The reason I changed that is because a lot of people said to me, Chris, no matter how much I save up, I can't afford that. And I had a lot of people say, so I changed it, right? 2 simple price points. $100 a month, or you can cancel anytime, okay? And by the way, you get in there 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and if you decide, you know what, this is not for you, no problem, cancel. It's $100 a month, right? Period. And I'm sure you're gonna want to stay in, because everyone who stays in, the number one most common feedback I get when someone joins the group is, Chris, I knew there was going to be support, but I never imagined anything like this. I mean, I'm summarizing, but that is the most common feedback. And the reason why is because I'm in that group every single day answering questions, written responses. Other members, a lot of big sellers in that group, a lot of successful sellers are just volunteering their time to help other people, because there's this culture of helping in our group. And the last part is, every single week I do 2 to 3 live stream Q&As where I will go through and I flip through all the questions that were asked since the last one, right, which is usually 2 or 3 days in between. And then they've already gotten written responses, but then I give another verbal response. And then after I've gone through all those questions, people ask the questions on the live stream thread. So this is the support you're getting, okay? And when people get in, it's like they're like, holy shit, I'm never going to leave this group because I mean, if you can't turn that into value, right? If you can't turn that kind of support into profit, then wow, I mean, that's on you. To be honest, that is on you, okay? Not on us, because we're giving you everything you need to succeed. Okay, all right. So it's $100 a month, or if you want to save a little money, we do have a lifetime offer. No, not lifetime. Sorry, a yearly offer. Excuse me. We used to have the lifetime offer. Lifetime offer is gone. Yearly offer, $1,000 a year. Okay, so you have two options: $100 a year, $100 a month, or $1,000 a year. You want to go to ecomvantage.com/VIP. I'll put the link in the thread here. If you got value out of this video, please share it. I'd appreciate that. And let me answer any questions that you guys might have. Hi, Chris. Do I keep my... Julian asked, do you keep your stuff updated? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. There's always some core elements of marketing that apply no matter what. And people overestimate the significance of change. It happens all the time. People say, oh, Facebook changed this little bidding strategy. It's almost, you know what? 95% of the time, it's the same strategy with just a different name. Okay? So these changes are not as drastic as people make it out. People overblowing it. Now, there is a big change coming in Facebook, and they're going from ad set optimization to what's called campaign budget optimization. And Facebook says they're going to implement this in September, which, by the way, I seriously doubt. Every major Facebook ad change that they announced actually happened 3 to 7 months after they said it was going to happen. So if Facebook tells me September, I think we're looking at beginning of next year. But anyway, we'll see. But that said, one, I'm using more, and so are my coaching students. We're using more and more campaign budget optimization ads. There's some training on that right now in there, and more is coming. Okay, and if truly they get rid of the ad set optimization, we will pull out all that training and only have the campaign budget optimization training in there. And Julian, my buddy, you're way overblowing that, man. I hate to say it, but because Facebook ads is just one small piece of the puzzle. Seriously, you got to get everything else right before you even worry about Facebook ads changing their stuff. So I'm gonna go through. Hey, James, good to see you, buddy. Antonio, good to see you. Lydia, good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Chris, hey, Chris, have a good evening. Blonde beer. No, it's not. It's premium malts. It's a standard beer in Japan. It's like a Pilsner. Okay, $6 taxis aren't high. No tips. Yeah, okay, fair enough. James points out, yes, there is no tipping in Japan. James is a good buddy of mine. We both live in Japan. There's no tipping in Japan, so yeah, that's a good point. Michael, good to see you. Daryl, good to see you. Looking good, sounding good. I've been going to the gym a lot. I exercise quite regularly. At least compared to what I used to do, and it's working. I have a 30-minute workout app. I have an app, but it's dirt cheap, called BodBot. Okay, this thing's great, and it's like $45 for the year. It's totally worth it. This app. And it monitors the exercises you do, and it gives you suggestions for new ones. You can set how long, the time you're going to work out, how often you work out, and you can change it at any time. And it optimizes your workout program for you. And every time I just follow the exercises in the app, and it guarantees I do my whole body and do it right. It's $45 of the best money I ever spent. BodBot. And I'm not an affiliate of that, by the way. I'm just telling you, I love that app in the Apple Store or whatever. And they also have one in the Google Play Store. BodBot. B-O-D. Yeah, Bod. B-O-D. BOT. Highly recommend it. Totally worth it. Great little app. Jesse, good to see you, buddy. Wanda. Peter. Okan, good to see you, buddy. Dave, good to see you. Richard, good to see you. Julian answered your question. Kevin Hong, good to see you. Hey, Chris. What's the best thing you can share about scaling now? Combining CBO ads with the micro budget ads are working really well. Okay, here we go. All right. If there's no more questions, you guys want to go to ecomvantage.com/VIP. So Ecom Vantage, VANTAGE, Vantage.com/VIP. And I'll put the link anyway. Put the link in the thread. So ecomvantage.com/VIP. Please share this video. I hope you guys got a lot of value. And we will see you in the next one. Cheers.